Hi everyone, for those of you who do not know me, I'm Italian. My name is David, you can call me Davide if you know how to pronounce Italian. And well, I decided just to turn on the camera and talk without a script, without anything, blank space. And then I would just like to meditate a little bit on the situation that is going on. And as you may know, we have been on national lockdown for almost a week now. And I was just thinking about the situation and I wanted to ponder, I wanted to philosophize a little bit about it. Can you say philosophize? I think it's a word. And well, what I think about this situation is that it's pretty messed up. I never thought the corona, the whole situation could actually lead us to these things and what is occurring right now. So as I was saying, Italy has been on national lockdown and quarantine for about a week, for almost a week. We can't leave our house, and if we leave our house, we need to have a certificate that proves that we have a good reason to actually leave. Otherwise, we can be stopped, uh, you know, uh, pulled over by the cops, and we can be sentenced to jail for 3 months, as far as I know. We have fees to pay and stuff like that. And well, I think it's a good measure because it can help prevent the spread of this virus even more. And I'm not just referring to this virus specifically. Every time there's a virus, this should be done. This quarantine is necessary for the virus to be stopped. But there are some people who think this is not the right thing to do. A lot of youngsters here think that they should be allowed to actually do whatever they want to do because this virus specifically now, this virus usually kills elders and people who already have diseases and stuff. So if you're young, you're healthy, then they think you're allowed to just walk and do whatever you want to do, just as you used to do a couple of weeks ago. But truth is, we should avoid these things because if you think about it, if you take the virus, if you get that virus, and then you go home and you pass it to your family, to your kinship, your relatives, and then what if it is necessary that your parents go to you know your grandparents. So what if it is necessary but you got the virus and you actually passed the virus on your parents? So what happens if they have to go, if they necessarily need to go to your grandparents? They'll give the virus to your grandparents too, and there's a chance they may pass away because of that. So I don't know, I think it's not really convenient to do that. It's not really a good thing to do. To go out and keep doing the same things we were doing a couple of weeks ago. I think we should all change our manners, our behaviors for this period because it's pretty frustrating if you think about it. Quarantine is frustrating for just one person now, let alone a whole country. And well, as far as I know, I have friends from all over the country, and I haven't heard all of my friends, but most of them are in the south. I live in the south. I come from the south of Italy, Puglia, Apulia in English. Well, actually, it was Latin, but and in other people from the same region as mine say they haven't gone out. Well, I'm not going out. I had the chance to actually walk out my house because I had to walk the dog. And as I walked the dog, it was like refreshing because I have a garden, so I can walk in the garden. But it's a small garden, so I don't really get the chance to walk a lot to breathe free, clean air. So it's pretty frustrating as a situation. I think. I don't know. There are people who are not taking this situation seriously. They say, well, it's just something to cover, something the government is doing. It's fake news. There is no virus. There is no bad situation occurring. But I think they should. That's what we said. We used to say that before getting the virus, nationally, so to speak. So I think my suggestion is I suggest you all take care, you know, and read a lot about this virus. I'm not saying that you should binge watch every piece of news about the virus. Otherwise, you just go crazy, you know, psychosis and stuff. But you know, there are bad things occurring. I mean, we underrated it, and this is the result. You know, the outcome of our act of underrating it. So just um, yesterday night, my girlfriend asked me, "What has this quarantine period taught you up to now? Have you learned anything from this period of quarantine? It's been just a week. I mean, it's like when you're sick and you stay home for a week. But, you know, it's kind of different because mentally, when you're sick, you say, I can't go out because I'm sick. But when you're not sick and you're forced to stay home, it's a little bit different. So she asked me, what do you think about this quarantine? Has it taught you anything new? Anything you underrated before the quarantine and now you consider and actually evaluate a little bit more? Well, I think I answered that this period of isolation, of desolate loneliness, sort of, has taught me something already. First of all, I've had the chance to spend more time with my family, which is something I had never done before. I mean, not to this extent. I mean, I love my parents, I love my relatives, my brother, my sister, my pets. I consider them part of my family. But I've had the chance to actually spend more time with them, play with them, watch movies with them, eat and talk to them while eating, while having dinner or having lunch. And that's been, you know, a huge opportunity for me to actually, you know, kind of do these things again. You know, I hadn't done them in a long time. I mean, not to this extent I was saying before. So it's been a very huge chance for me to actually get back, you know, to talking to my parents and my siblings. It's beautiful. And another thing that it taught me, and it's taught me just in a week, is that, you know, we need some time with ourselves. And I've always been a kind of person that can stay on their own. Like, I can stay on my own. It's not a problem for me. I can stay on my own for, I think I can go for weeks without meeting anybody. But, you know, sometimes you need to meet friends. You need to meet your partner if you have one, your family, you know. And I think spending some time on my own, I'm not really alone because I have my family, I was saying before, but in the moments I'm alone, I feel that I'm alone. It's different from, you know, the other times, because usually when you're alone, you don't even think about it. You just, yeah, I want to stay alone. I want to be on my own right now. I just want to, I don't know, on my own. I just want to be on my own. I just want to sit, listen to music, watch YouTube, or watch Netflix, whatever you want to watch, and just, you know, spend some time doing nothing. But now I'm forced to stay alone, and that's different, you know. And also it's taught me that nature, I mean, I don't know about the source of this virus, because, you know, there's conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists that claim the virus comes from a Chinese laboratory. I don't know about that. I'm not a scientist, so I'm no one to say that. And to argue, to claim that that virus comes, you know, from somewhere, I don't know. But if it comes from nature, what I learned is that nature is indeed unpredictable. I mean, nature is our mother, I think, as far as I'm concerned. I think nature is sort of like a goddess. I'm not a spiritual, you know, deeply spiritual dude, but I think nature is, I mean, it nurtures us. It gives birth to life. Like, trees are part of nature. They let us breathe, and we breathe with the trees. And, you know, I just think nature, I'm going to talk about it in another video, my idea of God, my idea of nature and these things. But I think nature is a source of being. But, you know, I think it's not really a loving source of being. It's not like you know, this loving system. Well, it's not even a like a man-like being. I don't think nature is a man-like being. I think nature is like the source of energy and being. I don't want to get into New Age. I'm not into that stuff. I mean, I respect it, but I'm not into that stuff. But you know, it's this kind of energy, life energy. Nature is life, if you think about it. And it is this life energy that gives birth to everything and nourishes everything and sustains life. But it's not a benevolent type of source of being, because if you think about it, nature is pretty indifferent. It's rather, it doesn't really care about us. I mean, it's put us in this world, in this universe, but it's not saying I want you to stay in this universe, or you are important to me. I don't think nature really cares. I mean, it's pretty indifferent. That's why I was saying it doesn't really have emotions. So when it comes to the consciousness of the universe, the consciousness of nature, I think we are the consciousness of nature. And I think when it comes to nature herself, or itself, it depends on how you want to see it, nature doesn't really give a, you know, it doesn't really care. So it's pretty indifferent. It doesn't care about us. It's killing us, you know. It's making us ill, sick. It's probably, some scientific hypotheses say that the virus comes from bats, from animals. So yeah, maybe. And I was thinking that maybe nature is really indifferent. It doesn't really care. I mean, even worse than hating or loathing or despising someone is actually being indifferent towards them. You know, when you don't care about them, it's even worse, because when you hate someone, you have a consideration, you have an idea about them. But if you don't care, it's just blank space. You don't, you know, it's nothing. So yeah, it sustains life, but it doesn't really care about one species specifically. It cares about the totality of it. And as you may see, this virus has actually led us to respect the environment a little bit more, respect Earth a little bit more, maybe. Because, there were some pictures, I don't know who, but they took pictures of China from space, not really from space, from the atmosphere. And you can see that there was less, pollution, levels of pollution and gases, way less than, normal everyday life. And the same is happening now in Italy. We are not really going out a lot. There are people who are not respecting the quarantine, as I was saying before, but most people are staying home. And, you can see that the environment is kind of changing. I don't know, it kind of looks like a way for nature to take back what it's given, like a revenge. I'm not talking about a bad revenge, like, right now I'm gonna cast a spell towards you, I'm gonna kill you all. That's not what I'm trying to argue. I'm just saying that maybe nature is indeed kind of balancing what we have brought out of balance through our human activity, And I don't know, just some random thoughts, I just wanted to. I mean, it's been almost 14 minutes and I need to stop. Otherwise, you're not gonna watch the video, but So yeah, this is what I was learning from this quarantine. Not being able to see my friends, not being able to see my partner, my girlfriend, and I miss them. I mean, there are so many things that we take for granted, and then we realize when we are taking those things, when we are deprived of those things, we realize that we need them. It's pretty cliche as a sentence, as a phrase, pretty sharp word, but many songs say you never know what you got till it's gone, and I think it's pretty accurate. I mean, I always thought it's accurate, but now I'm seeing it more than ever, because we have this situation here, and we can't go out, we can't take a walk freely, and it's not our government's fault. I mean, I'm not saying that our government doesn't have a fault in all this. They could have quarantined. If if I can say that. Is it a verb? Could work as a verb? To quarantine. I mean, they should have quarantined us before the virus actually came here. So yeah, that's what they should have done in my opinion, and in other people's opinion. But I don't think it's their fault. I mean, I'm not actually accusing the government of keeping us home. I mean, that's a good thing. We should stay home. We should stay safe. If we care about our health, if we care about actually other people, there are some people especially that may suffer from this. So if we care about their health. So yeah, I think when we are deprived of something, when we are taking those things, we actually realize that we need them. We realize how much they matter to us. Spending some time with friends, even drinking just a coffee or a pint at the bar, a beer at a pub, or going out to eat pizza. We eat a lot of pizza, Italians do. It's a stereotype, but it's pretty accurate. Not really into pizza. I mean, I like pizza, I love it, but I had traumas, so yeah, I'm not gonna talk about them right now. And yeah, so it was just to vent a little bit. It was just to say what I think about this situation and what I learned from it, what I'm learning from it, and actually taking some time to do different things. I don't have books right now. I should have. I don't have books right now, but I'm reading a couple of books. I mean, besides taking online lessons from university, because now they have given us the opportunity to actually follow all the lessons online. And that's another thing. To show how they are actually doing something, they're providing for us to actually live normally, so to speak. And what I've done is I've started learning other things, other languages, foreign languages. I finally started, I've taken it up a notch and started learning those languages that I really wanted to learn. I played more instruments, ukulele. This is my ukulele, my special baby. Upepe in Hawaiian, if you know Hawaiian language. One of my favorite languages. I'm actually rehearsing and restudying it. I'm reading a book in Hawaiian right now. It's a very good thing. I talked about it in a live video in Italian, so you might have missed it if you don't speak Italian. And I was thinking about opening a podcast in English, another channel, a podcast in English where I talk about, like this, random thoughts, but it may be like a topic. I may talk about God, I may talk about my thoughts about spirituality and my thoughts about religions and my thoughts about languages and language activism and all sorts of topics and subjects. I don't know, it's up to you. If you want me to do something like that, if you like listening to me, if I don't know if I'm a good speaker. I just think I like speaking and I like talking and conveying my information. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to vent, and I'm not saying I hope you like this video, because I don't know if you can like this video, but I would like to know what you think about that, what you think about this period, if you're living the same period in your country. I don't know about other countries. I think we are the only country that now has been on national lockdown for more than a week, for about a week. I don't know about other countries. I know there are many cases in different countries too, in other countries, but I would like to know what about the situation in your country? What do you think? Do you think this is gonna go away soon, or are we gonna deal with this for a long time? So yeah, thanks for listening and take care.